Adamstown Rosebud, two words synonymous with football in Australia, and an identity which is never lost on those who have been part of this iconic club. Born on a stormy Friday night in July 1889, by the start of World War II the club had already won 10 grand finals. After the war, the Rosebuds quickly became a hotbed for ambitious local players, with the arrival of stars Ray Bartz and Col Curran, who would go on to play for the Socceroos.
I grew up only 2 blocks from Adamstown Oval in Narara Road, went to Adamstown Primary School. And a lot of people have asked me over the years how I got involved in playing soccer in the early days, before it was football and wasn't as popular as what it is now. And I said, well, if you went to Adamstown Public School and you grew up in Adamstown, you had no other option. The 2 sports we played at school were cricket in summer and soccer in winter, and that was it, nothing else.
As a junior, Bartz cherished his time spent at Adamstown Oval.
So you can't imagine it, but there'd be cars parked all around the other side. There'd be crowds packed behind both goals, crowd all around here in the old grandstand, and it was a timber floor. And I know as a kid we would stand up there and we'd stamp our feet, and the noise would echo all around the ground.
Adamstown was always the pinnacle. Junior football, senior football, so everyone wanted to get to Adamstown to play.
The ambition was so great, little Adamstown developed a relationship with Manchester United.
It was amazing to think that, that they would even accommodate 2 young players from Australia. Nobody even realised over there that they play football in Australia.
A youngster by the name of Joe Senkowski then burst onto the scene with flair and skill which impressed the masses.
I knew him as a kid, so I had a lot to do with him, and I brought him to Adamstown. I can remember going to the club and the guy says to me, "Where'd you get him for? He's too young." I says, "I'm not assessing his age, pal." I says, "I'm assessing his ability." I says, "This guy's going to be a cracker," which he was.
In 1984, Adamstown stepped up to the National Soccer League to fill the void left by KB United.
I got a phone call in New Zealand, asked me if I would take on the job, and I said, aye.
Later that year, they produced one of the most incredible performances in the history of local football.
There's the final whistle. Newcastle Rosebud has won the National Cup.
And it was a title won against the odds.
I knew a guy that played for Apia, and I can remember him saying to me after the game, he says, "You guys weren't supposed to win that." I says, "Why is that?" He says, "That's what our coach said. It was Raleigh Rassie, who was #1 in Australia as coaching goes." And he says, "He couldn't understand how you bastards beat us." I said, "Well, tell me, I'll look at the scoreboard and read the paper in the morning,
1987 saw the Rosebuds return to northern New South Wales football, and they were unstoppable in the league.
So the tall poppy, everyone wanted to beat them, and it was a credit to the players that were here at that stage. Yeah, they stuck at their task through that period, a 5-year period. The big plus for it was that the players not only were good players and good blokes, but they all got on well outside of football. They were all friends, they went out together, and we just had a really good time.
From 1987 to 1991, Adamstown won 5 consecutive First Division premierships.
I would say Adamstown would be what you would say maybe in those days was the Manchester United of Newcastle football.
The following years, one of their favourite sons returned to finish off a storied career.
To come back to Adamstown was probably the best decision I ever made in my life. I relished every moment because you could see so many players coming through the grades, and they were going to be the future of the Adamstown players. And me being like an observer, just watching the camaraderie of these guys playing, and it's something that I've always wanted to do. I missed playing with Newcastle teams.
As a new century dawned, the once mighty Rosebuds were relegated from the top flight of northern New South Wales football. However, despite on-field results, the club still holds a special place in the hearts of many.
Now, I always used to try and take the shirts home at weekends to get my mum to wash the shirts, and I'm very proud to have the Adamstown shirts hanging on our back line.